Okay, there we Okay, so I was just asking everybody what was manifesting this year. What kind of blessings are you expecting here in 2023? And we're gonna get started 5 minutes after the hour. So we don't play. Who's here and who's here is gonna get it. You feel me? So with the order, I'm gonna start the order in just a moment. How's it going, Laura?
Hi, good evening.
See, that's the kind of energy I want to hear. Because y'all didn't come off mute and say what's up to me. I can't be the only one pumped tonight, excited about this year.
Hey, celebrating Yonitry. Excited. Woo!
Go, Laura. What I'm talking about. 7 Aura.
Hey.
How you doing tonight, Dana? Y'all, Dana has been with me since I first started poetry back in the day performing. Like, when was this? Like 2008? Like, been here since the beginning. Like, I guess what you manifesting tonight? Or what you manifesting?
What am I manifesting?
Manifesting.
Spirit. Woo! How about you?
Let's go. What you manifesting,
Every bit of success is due to me. Everything I touch, everything I come near.
Girl, I love that. She said everything she touched. Okay. What you manifesting, Brandy?
Self-improvement. Excuse me. I'm over here trying to eat something. Sorry about that, y'all. Self-improvement, better health, better relationships, wealth, and leaving a legacy.
Leaving a legacy. Let's go. So I love it. Self-improvement. You just doing it, brother. And shout out to you joining all of us women tonight, representing for the fellas. I love it. I appreciate your support. Like, we all appreciate you. Super dope. So I just
appreciate y'all. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you. No, it's all good. I just want you guys to know that this song that I'm playing, this is my theme song of the year. Okay, so it's gonna be on repeat for sure. Decide what you
have. Freedom, peace, all of that, wealth.
Freedom for what?
Just to have a little bit more freedom with my business and everything, to get away from this 9 to 5.
Let's go. Let's get it. You got it. It's already done. It's already done. What you manifesting, Kat?
Wealth and peace. I'm muted. I have kids over here making a lot of noise. So I'm gonna be on mute. But wealth and peace. Hey everybody, follow.
Let's go. Timmy, what you manifesting?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what you manifesting, girl? Top model.
Hey, peace. That's for one, and just time management.
I love it. Peace and
time management and success.
Go. Avery, what you manifesting? You there, Avery?
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Let's go. Need that. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Is that JC Effervescent? Campbell. What you manifesting? Okay, maybe not. All right, so this is how we're gonna go tonight, y'all. So first of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for showing up. We all appreciate your support. And I also appreciate just all the contributors, you know, all of the amazing women that take part in this project. Like without y'all, there would be no Yonitry, right? So I'm super, super grateful for you ladies. Okay. Also for the readers, for the people who already pre-ordered, for the people who are still going to order, like we appreciate y'all. Now, I will make, you know, announcements later too, but for those of y'all who have not gotten the book yet, like you still have a chance to get the book. Make sure that you get it from the person who invited you here tonight, right? So what to expect tonight? So this is our book release poetry reading. So you're going to hear from the contributors of the book. So we'll be reading our poems and you'll get a chance to ask us a question. You know, you'll get a chance to kind of get to know a little bit about like the background of the poem, the background of the poet. So that's pretty much what we're doing here tonight, just pretty much introducing the book and allowing people a chance to get a first look at the book. Speaking of a first look, got the book here, right here in hand, so beautiful. Our graphic designer, our artist of the bunch, who's also a poet, Kayla Carr, designed the book, and it just looks so amazing and so fabulous. So y'all make sure that y'all get your copy of the book as well. So I'm going to, of course, I'm always the sacrificial poet because I never want anyone to feel like they have to go first or like have any nerves about it. So I'm going to share a piece first, and then I'll do an order of poets. So for now, we'll work with the people who are here. So after me, I think the Sai is pretty comfortable with going second. I always put her second because I just know that she'd be ready. She'd just be ready. And I love that about her. So we'll have Nasai after me, then we'll have Margarita. And I'm writing it down this time, y'all, so I can remember. I want to put all that work on you. Then we have Avery after Margarita. So just remember your order as well, because that's how I'll be introducing you. And you see, we still have some people coming in. Hey, y'all. Hey, newcomers. And then we'll have Laura. So it'll be me, Nasai, Margarita, Avery, Laura. Then we'll have JC Effervescent. JC Effervescent, are you feeling well? Are you performing? Are you gonna be sharing your poem? Not really performing, but reading tonight? Just in case, I'll call her out. Just in case. I know that she was getting over, I think it was a cold. And then we'll have Timmy Dunlap after JC Effervescent. If not, you're after Laura, Timmy. So just remember that. And then we'll add on from there. All right, so we're gonna get started now. So if you're not really familiar with the Yonitry series, Yonitry is a poetry compilation of wonderful and beautiful goddesses. Like that's how I explain our women, our sisterhood, like we are goddesses, right? So we're just here to empower other women to talk about our healing journey, right? talk about all of the things that we go through in our life as we're going through and growing through our lives. So there's going to be plenty of things that many of you probably have experienced, can relate to. And even for you men, just off of the feedback from the men for the first book, many of them have said that it just gave them a look into, a woman's inner thoughts and their lives and like all the things that we go through. So they really enjoyed it too. So thank you guys for showing up. Hey Rodney, see you just came in as well. We appreciate you holding space for us ladies. So without further ado, I'm going to share my piece. So just a little background information on my poem.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening. Oh, thank you, brother. So just a little background information on this poem that I'm going to share. It's just kind of chronicles the healing journey that I've been going through over the past couple of years. And I've spoken openly about being raped, and that was something that I thought that no one could actually heal from. Like, I didn't think you could fully heal from that. And I was very, very jaded. And I always heard people talk about like healing, but I just thought that that was like a word that was thrown around, and like people are not really healing from, like they're not really fully healing from something as traumatic as that. I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong by myself, right? And I was able to heal fully from that experience. And I think that, that's something that I went through so that I can give this message to other women and men, because I know women, I know men who have gone through that type of experience as well. That you can heal. Healing is possible. You can heal through anything, right? So this is kind of a glimpse of my journey, just a little taste of what that looks like for me. So yeah, y'all rock with me. Let me pull it up. All right. This piece is called Healing Feels Like. Healing feels like sneaking out in the middle of the night to do breath work in my car because I don't want my son or my neighbors to catch me crying and grunting and screaming and beating and fighting the air. For the next 30 minutes, it feels like it's never ending, and I fall asleep in said car overnight because I'm too exhausted to walk back up the steps to my apartment after that major release of years worth of pinned up despair and baggage from trauma that ravaged my being, my trust, my hope, my seeing. Healing is surrendering to my former ugly self every morning and every night before retiring to bed. Looking in the mirror, trying to convince myself of what at the time I believed to be lies. That I was beautiful, and that I was sexy, and that I was worthy of love, of money, of compassion, of security, of protection, of life, and anything other than demise. Healing feels like forgiving the narcissist that emotionally abused me, and the punk that physically abused me, and the coward that raped me, and the boy that molested me, and my mom for being bad with money, and my daddy for being a predator, and that bitch that said to me at the morning meetup conference, and the badass kid that tried to bully my son in school, and his mama, and his daddy, and the school administrators, and my old boss, the mayor, and that fake woke woman who was rude to me in the service line when she was demanding a chicken breast when I was just a volunteer, and all the damn chicken looked the same to me. People I never thought I could forgive in 100 lifetimes. Those I didn't know I needed to forgive, and those I had never thought of forgiving. Healing is forgiving myself for holding in all of that pain, for not speaking out sooner, for failing, bitter for mismanaging my funds, for kicking my sister out of my car that day she joked around too much with her antics and her stories, for allowing others into my world who did not deserve a seat at the table, and for giving of myself wholeheartedly to men that were not worthy of my gifts and glory. Healing feels like dancing nakedly and femininely. I gotta mute y'all. Healing feels like dancing nakedly and femininely, repeatedly to music that gives me ancient vibes and nurturing tones for my soul. Allowing my body to move and sway in whichever way it so pleases, not trying too hard, just letting go of control. And having knowledge that when I lose control, I'm really actually in control, connecting to my higher feminine self as I do my dance. Sensually, intuitively, pleasing no one but myself, energy flowing through this bodily trance. Healing feels like showing up in the world with my head held high, trying my best to remember to straighten my posture, walking as the confident woman I was always meant to be, even if I had to pretend to be a superhero when I first start. It's like convincing myself that I belong, that I can walk into the most high-end furniture store in West Midtown and talk about luxurious upholstery and Parisian textiles and designs with the best of them commenting on the luxe decor and fine art. Healing feels like transmuting all of my doubts and fears into positiveness and wins. It's letting go of judgment of myself and accepting where I was in the past, gifting myself forgiveness for all my sins. Healing feels like rituals and meditating and all throughout the day, and aligning my chakras and balancing my masculine and feminine energies as I pray. Healing feels like consistently meeting with Sky and Naima and Alexis for accountability every single Sunday at 2 p.m., not missing a beat. Supporting one another and uplifting each other and holding space as we individually experience our dark nights of the soul and cheering each one as we accomplish our feat. Healing is journaling, writing out my list of positive aspects, holding gratitude in my heart and affirming myself every single day. It's telling myself I'm proud of myself, loving me first, caring about my well-being, setting healthy boundaries and making it a point to play. Healing is mirror work, shadow work, ritual, mirror work, shadow work, ritual, mirror work, shower work, ritual, wash, rinse, repeat, with love left as the residual. Healing is breaking soul ties and overcoming love blocks. It's having high standards now. It's properly vetting now in love, in business, in friendships. It's knowing who I am, valuing my time and discerning who deserves my mentions, being aware of the flow of my attention, confronting every aspect of my being in each and every dimension. Healing is seeking divine guidance and wisdom from the ancestral plane, being open, tapping into my spiritual side and communing with my great grandmother through astral projection. It's seeking answers and getting them, recognizing the signs, synchronicities, and repeated numbers, and dreaming wise dreams that help me make decisions and bring protection. Healing is realizing my power and holding counsel with my angels and spirit guides, and recognizing that within self lies the riches. It's finding value in feminine relationships and building genuine sisterhoods with powerful women and witches. Healing feels like imagining my ideal life, creating and becoming my own perfect partner, and manifesting my dreams. It's allowing myself to be vulnerable, self-preservation, knowing I don't have to go at this alone, and building around myself beautiful teams. Healing is holding my inner child in a warm embrace, facing myself daily and stripping bare. It's creating the reality I choose to live in from here on out, living both truth and dare. Like, I dare myself to be great. I dare me to break down boundaries. I dare myself to love myself ferociously and show love to all those surrounding me. I dare myself to persist through this long journey. I dare me to learn my worth. I dare me to confront the old Andrea and witness my new birth. Healing feels like failing. It feels like starting over. It's not pretty. In fact, it's ugly, yet still so beautiful. It feels like commitment. It's striving for more. It's pushing my limits. It's doing the unusual. Healing is releasing anyone that ever did me harm and sending them love and well wishes. It's realizing that the narcissist, the coward, the punk, the bitch, the predator, and the badass kid are not what I described them to be. Their spirits existing in their human extension. Healing is shifting your paradigm, no longer being a victim, but being a winner. It's letting go and knowing when to surrender. Healing is stripping bare and no longer caring if my son hears me anymore. In fact, I'm wanting him to hear me so he can witness my transformation in real time, just as he's witnessed my floor. He'll see my ceiling, and better yet, he'll see there are no limits and know that at any given moment, you can turn your life around. That you don't have to suffer, that you can swim in turbulent waters. Who said you had to drown? Healing myself is healing others with just the embodiment of me being me and bearing my fruits. Seeing how greatly my clients are empowered by my self-empowerment. How they observe me week after week, putting on my makeup and my dangling earrings and my red lipstick, and they follow suit as they show me gratitude with flower scents. They begin to come on calls now with their hair done up and a glow in their face and a renewed spirit. Healing feels like being able to heal others through your transformation, being a blessing to others just by being the highest and most positive expression of self you could possibly be for those there to see and hear it. Because when they see you, they know it's possible for them too. That helps you to heal even more than before because their obstacles you've now seen through. It's healing one trauma to being forced to address the next. Thinking you're over one challenge, but it popping back up like that, hey, big head text from an ex. It's doing the work, getting down and dirty, so that one day you can be up and pretty. It's pulling yourself from up under the ashes without having self-pity. Healing is not linear. There's setbacks and triumphs and breakdowns and tears. There's bleeding and nurturing the wound and facing your fears. It's doing the unthinkable, the sometimes unspeakable, so that you can end up in a space you once believed was unbelievable. So heal, baby, heal. Ooh. Give me that energy, y'all.
No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Go.
Here.
Yes, and that's what this is all about, y'all. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce. Oh wait, hold up. So after each poem read, the audience will get a chance to, one member out of the audience will get a chance to ask the poet a question. So before I move on to the next poet, does anyone have a question for me? Just one person, one question, and then I'll answer it, whether it's about the poem or about me, whatever you want to ask. Come off mute now. Or I could just move on. Y'all got no question for me? Dang, how dare y'all? How dare y'all? Out of all these people. I know it was just too deep for y'all. Okay, so our next poet up is Nasai. Nasai is a multi-creative with a background in beauty, entertainment, and the arts. She is a nationally published makeup artist. Nasai's Eye, that's what she goes by. She's a visual artist under Top Shelf Artistry by Nasai. She's a poet and spoken word artist and the host of Through the Eyes of Nasai, the podcast. It's on Anchor and powered by Spotify. She's a mother, and her goal in everything she does is to educate, beautify, and empower one canvas at a time. For all things Nasai, visit Nasai I dot. All right, Miss Dawn, you
That is all. That is all.
ready? I don't see you. Hold up.
Am I good? Am I good?
Let me spotlight you, girl. You know I gotta spotlight you. Okay, here you go.
All right, so I'm gonna jump right in. This poem is entitled "Who Will Cry for the Little Girl?" The title kind of is a play on the movie from Antoine Fisher. The poem he read was "Who Will Cry for the Little Boy?" So this is kind of a play on that for the little girl and the strong women that we're always expected to be, but there's a lot that got us to being those strong women. So we're gonna dive on in. Who will cry for the little girl? Who's told to stop that crying before I give you something to cry about? Not knowing a little secret is dying to get out. Who will cry for the little girl? Who bears hips like a woman, but still too young to understand? Who will cry for the little girl, built with strength, but doesn't yet know the power of her yoni is endless? Who will cry for the little girl, who's dealt with trauma as a kid, but doesn't realize the effects of giving birth to her own American Girl doll, and the pain that comes when someone other than her is doing the diaper changing? Who will cry for the little girl who feels so alone? She cries through the pain, but doesn't realize the generational cycle of it all. Who will cry for the little girl who feels that nobody understands because for years, family business stays in the house, not aired out like dirty laundry waving its polluted SOS flag? Now get that broom and sweep all the history of pain and hurt under the rug, because the rug stays pinned down like dead weight, as my tears hold the words I'm unable to say. Who will cry for the little girl whose intuition tells her something doesn't feel right, but she's always made to go give a hug to the same man? Who will cry for the little girls who have to deal with the men in their family that everyone knows allegedly touches because the cycle hasn't been broken, where the aunties become the nieces and the uncles become the nephews? The rug still hasn't moved, still clutching a tainted outline of cries, and in some cases, blood from tears or broken skin, from fighting off someone who was supposed to protect them. Who will cry for the little girl who thought she knew someone so well, but now can't stand to look at a person who didn't listen when no was the word? Who will cry for the little girl that now speaks the word my mama was never able to speak? The mama now releases puddles of bottled up pain because in listening to her daughter finds her voice. She has also found a glimpse of joy to her own pain. Who will cry for the little girl, the woman inside of me? Who will cry for the little girl who rolls up the rug to tell her story and start her new journey of being unapologetically me and finally healing? Thank you.
Yes, Lisa. Y'all give it up for this guy.
Thank you.
I love that poem.
Thank you for that.
It's like, whoo, that was like the younger you. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to
Yeah.
take care of her. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, I don't want to hog all the questions. So I definitely want to extend that to anyone here that just listened to this poem. Do you guys have any questions about the poem or any questions for Nisai? We're trying to make this more interactive. Like I know you guys you might have something that you relate to within these poems. So we definitely want to give you the floor if you have anything to say. And this can be from any person, any of these 15 people that's on the call right now.
I just want to say thank you for that poem because I can totally relate to that. And I can just imagine how hard it was to write that poem.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That was Laura. Thank you, Laura.
Sometimes we don't know that our family members have gone through the same thing because everything is so hush hush.
That's a very powerful poem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got a question?
Do some bags.
All right, so I got a question for you. Wait, did somebody saying something?
Oh, I was
about to speak.
Was that Rodney saying something? I know it was a man's voice.
Ooh, no, it wasn't. I didn't hear a man's voice, but I was about to speak. I was just gonna say, or ask. Oh, I'm Dominique. I don't know if my name is on there, but I was going to ask, so have you, since writing this poem, have you gotten the chance to talk to anyone in your family about what's happened, and how has that looked like for your family specifically?
Honestly, I have not talked to anyone yet. I'm hoping that this opens the door to the conversation. Because of course, if you just approach someone, it can get defensive. It can get, no, that never happened, but something doesn't feel right. So we know something might have happened. So no, the conversation hasn't happened. Some books will be going out. So I'm like I said, I'm hoping that the conversation begins and maybe that'll start some healing for some people as well.
Let's go. Thank you, Dominique. That was a really good question. Nisai, where your books? You got your books, right?
You know I got them. You know I got them.
This is, I mean, I'm just so in love with the cover, y'all.
I am.
So in love. So Nisai, just to kind of piggyback off of Dominique's question, or just what you said about like talking to your family, you might have to be that person that brings the conversation up, you know, because everybody's so hush hush, right? And it might be you that that changes things in your family and like breaks down those barriers that y'all have. So.
And the weird thing is, some of it's me, and some of it is other people that I've talked to that have gone through the same thing. Like the whole American Girl doll, like someone actually had a baby and was afraid of anybody else changing him just because of what she had gone through. So it's more people not talking about it, and it's kind of a bad thing because you never know who all is going through stuff with you.
Right. What is this American Doll thing?
I mean, it's just like, you know, they have the cute little American Girl dolls, you dress them up. They all have all kind of different ethnicities, but for this particular person, she actually did give birth to her child, but anytime someone else needed to change the baby, it was an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want anybody else touching my child.
Wow.
So
yeah,
it's something you never think of when it comes to having your own child. Like, you know, you went through it, but you know, but this is your baby.
Yeah. And one more thing I wanted to kind of add, I was just thinking about, there's no pressure to like open up Pandora's box with your family, because not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody, like you said, you know, people are going to avoid it. People aren't going to be open to healing that part. I mean, you know, and it's okay as long as you are doing the healing and then you are passing it on. Like the sister said in her poem, when you heal yourself, then you heal others. Absolutely. So it's no pressure. No pressure. I was just asking.
Absolutely.
Thank you for adding that too, Dominique, because that was needed. Thank you. Woo. I'm loving this space, y'all. I'm loving this space. This is so good. This is so good.
It's necessary.
It's so necessary. It's so necessary.
Can I say one thing else? Yeah. Because like I said, I can totally relate to that poem. And like the other girl asked the question if she, yeah.
Now, Laura, after we have somebody ask a question. Go ahead, Laura.
Because you know, that was a good question. And like she said in her poem, you know, because I did confront, you know, the person who had did that to me, you know, and it wasn't received well, but that was okay because the healing was for me. It didn't matter what they thought or what they said or whatever. I had to get it off my chest, and it was for me because, you know, you know, like it was uncomfortable, you know, like when you first get married and you have those funny feelings because when you first experience that, was in a bad way. So in order for me to even get used to just, I had to confront the attacker, just to get that old off of me. So I didn't really give a shit what they thought. I was did it for me. And they needed to know, because I didn't want that person around my younger sister
Right.
who happened to be. So I blew the whistle on them, and that was a great healing for me.
That's dope. That's awesome.
Love it.
So thank you.
You gotta do what's best for you.
Next goddess. So Margarita Campbell, also known as the Queen of Words, is an author in the collaborations Holiday Follies and also Valentine's Follies. Writing is one of her passions. She uses to help people through episodes in life. During her time in the Low Country, she dabbles in art, music, roller skating, and public speaking for worthy causes. Most importantly, she finds time to be a loving mother and wife. Let's go, Margarita.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
So the poem that I submitted is a sonnet in G, and that's what I'm going to be reading for you this evening. You didn't breathe. I didn't breathe. Only one of us was holding our breath. I didn't move. You didn't move. Only one of us enveloped in death. You didn't cry, but I cried the Pacific, praying for a different outcome. You were so cold. I was so cold. This was all over and done. You were in a box, and I was in a box, devoured by my own pain. I left you there. I couldn't stay there, and I'll never be the same. Your sister cried, but remained composed. For me, she tried to be strong. She mourned your absence, ached for your presence, but a constant walking sad song. The melody is in minor. It always stays on repeat, different in every measure, together in time, swift as seconds, something to always be treasured. It's the outcome, not the result. I anticipated for an end without hesitation, without second thought. I truly do it again. My purpose was always to live for you both, protect you no matter the cost. Once you were gone, it was all upside down, and I was simply at a loss. I mourned all the things that we never do, the conversations, things never said, 10 perfect fingers, 10 toes that now only exist in my head. No one could speak your name, and it hurt to the core. Syllables confined me in grief. Every anniversary, every milestone date, I get less and less relief. I finally learned. I learned to cope. I think I'm doing well. Then the simplest of things can slightly occur, and I fall back in rotational hell. Our desires are often not what is best. We're blinded by what we can't see. As much as I ponder every scenario, if there was you, there might not be me. I've stopped all the blaming. I've stopped most crying, attempting to let it all heal. But if I stop crying, will I stop remembering? Will I know that this was real? The therapist couldn't help. The pastor couldn't console. The pills, too much of a risk. Because who wants to go on day in and day out only to feel like this? 2 years had passed, and on my darkest day, your sister wrote me a letter acknowledging the fact that though I was sick, she needed me to get better. It wasn't so easy. It was a fight when I could only win to make a transformation, turning back time so that I could be me again. I'm stronger now, quite evolved now, though the sting of it feels like a knife. I rose from the ashes, beautiful and free. Your death, it saved my life.
Girl,
Beautiful.
so you trying to make us cry again today?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Beautiful.
So heartfelt. Like, I don't know
We do.
how to relate to that. Is there anybody who has a question for Margarita?
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment.
Okay, hold on. Let me highlight you. Who's that speaking? That's Rodney.
This is Rodney T. Campbell, the
Okay.
wonderful husband of wonderful Margarita. I just think it's beautiful. And all you ladies, I believe God is using you to iron out your pain. As you are talking, I see pain leaving you, like as if you wrung a rag out, a wash rag full of water, and the water represented the pain, and it just spilled out into the floor. And as it went down the floor, it went down the drain, that the pain troubles you no more. I was a little poetic, excuse me. But
Well,
You're right.
I really enjoyed what I heard, and it takes days and weeks and hours and months and years to encompass yourselves with that level of joy that you can receive just by sharing. So I thank you.
oh,
Thank you.
goodness. If that wasn't the most beautiful thing.
Rodney gonna have a book next.
Right. Is he a poet too? Trying to figure out. That was just so beautiful. Oh, how long y'all been
How long we've been married, honey?
My mic was off 5 years.
married? I love it. That right there, that says a lot. Like everything that you just said to affirm your wife, that just says so much. You know, that really is a testimony to your love for her too, you know, and just going through things with her. So we appreciate you holding space with us tonight, brother. Like that was beautiful. Thank you so much for expressing that love and also for us single ladies showing that side of you, you know, that it is possible to have a man that affirms his wife, that is loving, that is caring, that is genuine, that is, you know, amazing like you are. So we appreciate you, Rodney. All right. Anybody else got anything before we move on to our next poet? Got anything to say that Margarita?
I have a question if nobody else does.
Okay, hold up. Let me get you, girl. All right, there we go.
Okay, so Marguerite, you said the therapy didn't help, certain things didn't help. Is the poetry what ultimately helped, or is there anything else that helps you get through and push through or keep growing?
Um, the poetry helped. Being able to write, which getting back to what was me, because like after the loss, I wouldn't write, I wouldn't sing, I wasn't happy. There was just so much of me that was quote unquote like dead. So it wasn't functioning. And anybody that's ever dealt with a trauma, not just from a child, but just from a loss, sometimes you cut out the people that need you most or you shut them out. And literally the whole my daughter, she bought me a car, she was like 18, and she left it on the dresser, and it was just an epiphany that this is grief. You can visit here, but you can't live here. You can go back there from time to time, but you can't remain there.
Yeah.
And knowing that she was probably carrying a lot of grief too. It was just a wake up call.
Love it. Love it. And thank you for sharing your experience too, because there's someone out there who might be on the call right now or might be watching the replay that is going through that same thing, trying to figure out how they can, hold on just another day. So we appreciate you sharing your innermost thoughts and feelings with us. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our next beautiful goddess. Okay, Avery Drummer, also known as Sienna V. Ferruzi. Let me see if I can find her real quick. Where you at, Avery?
Hi, y'all.
Gotta be on camera for me to spotlight you.
I don't have camera on this computer.
Okay, gotcha. So you won't be spotlighted, but everyone will be able to hear your voice. So that'll be amazing. So Avery Drummer, also known as Sienna V. Ferruzi, is a self-published poet and author of women empowering books, Humanitarian and Left on Red, both available on barnesandnoble.com. She enjoys educating children with special needs and giving back to the homeless and women in need. She enjoys reading and exploring new places. She also has journals Get Your Shit Together and 202 free 202 free daily plots available on Amazon.com. All right, let's see what you got, Avery.
Okay, this is my poem, Outer Love. Often I speak to my body in shouts, not whispers. It's pouts, not glitter. It's my doubts, insecurities, bitter. From the outsiders, but now it's been whispers and screams of what's always seemed to be a delightful truth. I'm bolder even now without my youth. I'm beautiful because I'm me. I know from whence comes my glee. It's not from an outside source. It was there almost all along, of course. I know how to handle and laugh at this change. I don't mind if I experience a bit of weight loss or gain. You've lost so much weight, your bosom isn't as great. Great as in size, of course, not how grand. It is by far. You're still the finest in all the land. But wait, what's that? Is there anything below or above or in this noise? Do I even have a choice?
Good job, good job. I love it, Avery. I knew that I needed to have this piece a part of Yonitry because it just shows, what we go through. Sometimes even daily as women, in regards to like self-love, body image, all of these things, right? So my question is there anybody in the audience on this call tonight that has a question for Avery? I see Margarita and Avery had a connection because they were both in the Holiday Follies book compilation. Sky, you quiet tonight? You ain't got no questions for the goddesses?
I don't have any questions, but I do love the poems happening. I do love it.
You, just listening in and holding space for us.
You're welcome.
So Avery, tell us a little bit more about like what sparked you to write that poem. Like what exactly were you going through that made you feel like it was a must that you write that poem?
This was in the middle of my time in college, and I was sometimes gaining weight from like ordering too much food or eating from the restaurants on campus and stuff. And I was like transitioning from being kind of athletic in high school and just figuring out I guess how I still felt about myself.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it makes total sense, you know. Them college meals, they will catch up to you. They will catch up to you. So I love it. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah,
my dear. And you're amazing. And I'm so glad that you're a part of this project.
thank you. I'm in the process of moving, so I hope you didn't send the books to my old address, but
No, it's all good. Send me your new address. We actually just got the books today, so we'll be sending them out on Monday. So
oh, okay,
yeah, just send me your new address and we'll be good.
okay.
All right. So Laura up next, aka Seven Aura, because she
Okay.
spelled her name with the number 7 and then Aura. This is so dope, y'all. Like I always say that every time. Like I feel like I have to break it down because I'm so excited because it's so cool to me. I don't know if she actually wants me to break it down every time, but I just want to do that because I just love it. It's like so perfect. Like Laura, 7 Aura. Like who would think of that? Like it's so next level. Anyway, Laura,
Well, thank you so much, but I didn't come up with it. Prince came up with it in spirit. And that's the name of my poem. It's called Spirit.
That's so funny.
girl, wait, you ready? Hold up. I didn't introduce you yet. Let me give you a prompt.
Okay.
And I don't think you're on camera anymore. You got to turn your camera on. That's what you need to.
No, because I gotta see my poems on the Google Docs. So I gotta read it. So you'll see me after again.
Okay, so Laura is a second-time published poet in Yonitry and is currently finishing a book about her life growing up in her hometown, Stockton, California. Thereafter, she plans to help others have a voice in telling their own stories. She is a proud member of the revamped Justice for Prince campaign and the hashtag J Project Justice Ministry. So, Laura, I think I kind of cut you off before, so kind of give us the background for your name again, and then also share your poem with us.
Okay, well, I said Prince had told me to change my name to that in spirit. I heard him say that to me when I was sitting outside the doctor's office. And so that's the name of my poem. It's called Spirit. And it says, I know it's hard to live with all the pain life gives from some your family and friends, but Spirit says, let's forgive. I know it's hard to live in a world so cold, but Spirit says, let it go. That's your ego. When Spirit speaks, there is silence in which I learn to listen. When Spirit speaks, even death is weak. It's why I sing my song all day long. Spirit is when you're free to roam. Spirit is home, but you're not alone. Grand Spirit says, I will right the wrong. I will right the wrongs. I will right the wrongs. Spirit is light, so I hope in the darkness you shine the brightest. Spirit is when I don't know how I know, but I am knowing. And Spirit is why I keep on growing. Even through life's storms, Spirit is calm, soothing like lip balm, because you will live on. Spirit is strong, the biggest champion and greatest physician, mercy to forgive sin and see me out this mess I'm in. It's why I sing my song all day long. Spirit is when you're free to roam. Spirit is home, but you're not alone. Grand Spirit says, I will right the wrong. I will right the wrongs. I will right the wrongs. I know it's hard to live with mistakes we've made when we didn't behave, but Spirit says, forgive yourself. I forgive you. I know it's hard to live in a world with war, but Spirit says it's the last encore and peace will be restored. Thank you.
Beautiful. That was beautiful, Laura. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. So, Laura, I have a question for you. If anybody else has a question, then you'll have the floor to answer. You. But
I got a question.
oh, okay, who's that?
It's me, Naima.
Oh, hold up, let me get you, girl. Let me see you, girl. Okay, awesome. There you go. Hey, nice.
Hello. First, I want to say I enjoyed the poem, and I was just like, so I'm a Prince fan, and I saw your necklace and said MPG, so I was just like, she must be a Prince fan. So
Definitely.
So you said that it like you had the inspiration for that poem when you were at the doctor?
Actually, I first started out as a Prince poet. After Prince died, I came with these conspiracy theory poems, and I met Andrea at the open mic where I was saying these Prince poems, and she noticed me, and that's how we got to know each other and came into Yonitry. So the book I'm working on is about my life, but it has Prince was a big part of my life. So there's a part, the middle of my book will highlight some of my Prince experience.
Okay. I'd be interested to read it because I'm a diehard Prince fan too. So
What's so funny that you came up and like asked the question, Naima, is that whenever like I was talking about Prince, it automatically made me think about Laura because I know how huge she is in the stuff with like her love for Prince and just the whole ministry, justice for Prince and all that. It made me think about her whenever you talk about Prince. So it's so funny that.
Yeah, he's right here. He says this is what that book, and he says with the beautiful ones, all of you guys, because he directed me to Andrea. That's how I found her.
Oh, awesome.
I love it. Thank you for your question, Naima. Did you have anything else that you want?
No, I just one diehard Prince fan to another. I had to acknowledge her publicly. So.
Thank you.
So my question was, Laura, like when did you start getting in touch with like spirit? Like has that been something that you've always done? I know that we experience, those types of, conversations and what is it, impulses, at different moments in our lives. So where did that start with you?
Well, it started ever since I was little, but after Prince died, it was like, because I was Jehovah's Witness like he was for a while too, and they teach some different things, and they were teaching us like psychics wasn't really good, but I mean like that spirit though, like it's not just being a psychic, like that comes from God, you know what I mean? So I don't see how that's a bad thing about like if you got intuition, like God gave us that, so I was reminded after Prince died, that I had that gift of like knowing, and then I just had all these things happen, like this numbers, and then to figure out like from the internet that that's a real thing, like these angel numbers and stuff, and so I just paid attention, and then I see how real it is, and it's just, I don't want to say magical because that's not, it's spiritual, it's just real spiritual, and you see it's weird because look at the light, it's been doing that the whole time, like it's not doing it here at my house, but it's doing it like in our thing here in our aura, I guess, So it's
That's an aura, girl.
I mean, I can't explain it. It's like one of those things where, how do you know? You just know, or how do you explain it? Like that light thing happens, and so I pay attention now. See, before you would even notice something like that, but I mean, look at it, the light. It's like a strobe light. It's like a party in here. I'm a drink to that. I'm gonna have a little shot.
That's so good. I love it. You just excited me on a whole other level. I love it. And it is a party. I'm affirming that. It is a party in here. This blessings, manifesting.
Stop. There it goes.
We doing it. All right. So I'm not sure if JC Effervescing is going to be sharing tonight. Let me see if I see. Okay, I don't see her. So we're gonna go straight to Timmy. Okay, so let me find Timmy. Where we at, Timmy? Where we? Oh, look at top model Timmy. Top model Timmy. Hey.
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 Hey, Timmy is a top model. She cute. She's beautiful. All right, so Timmy Dunlap is the author of the forthcoming memoir and self-help book, The Rat Race to Marriage. She's a wife, mother, and creative artist who enjoys crafting and communing with God daily.
All right. My poem is called It's Not Too Late. Okay. Sitting here looking back on my life, thinking about my present state. I'm not where I thought I'd be, but the air in my lungs lets me know it's not too late. Can't escape the pressure. Days are leaving Earth even faster. These bad habits of mine can't survive another day. They must die for my family's sake. It's hustle time. We must lead with a renewed mind. No child left behind. Even if I didn't birth you, you're still mine. Let's make this clear. I can't keep living my life out of fear. They're watching me and repeating what I do. Every seed planted will soon grow its own fruit. What kind will that be? That depends on you and me. What have we allowed them to see? What have we allowed them to be? What have we allowed them not to be? Are we trying so hard to show them to be what we're not, that we forget to love them, and now we've grown so far apart? This isn't what I wanted for them. If only I saw what was within. They've been paying the price for our sins. Sins of our mothers, sins of our fathers. All these generational curses made life so much harder. But we can't go back. We must go on. And love God even harder for righting all of these wrongs. We have a choice now. We must decide and give God all the glory for our story and make the best of this life.
All right, y'all. Love, y'all. So Timmy, some love.
Thank you.
Thank you for those of you who weren't here on Tuesday. Tuesday was Timmy's first time ever sharing poetry.
Yes, ma'am.
The fact that look at her tonight, like she's a pro already.
Like she done got comfortable.
Her with the confidence.
Oh, thank you.
So
awesome.
A question for Timmy in regards to her poem or just in regards to her journey. Let's see, Avery said some things in the comments. Okay, so I have a question for you. So that poem, I feel like, well, it's from the words, it seems like you had to realize, had some revelations in your household, that
yes,
you wanted to, raise your children in a better way, in such a way. So you kind of take us through that journey.
So I worked so much, and I was just used to working, and not realizing, kind of the doors that were being opened in my own household. And I have wonderful kids, but it's still those things that they need, like reassurance and just having just someone really there, and I found myself like getting more caught up into providing, even being married, but still having that provider mindset than that mother nurturing mindset. And being at home, I seen that. I was able to see what my kids needed more, even what my husband needed more from me, even what I needed from myself.
Say that again.
I was able to see
for that provider instead of being that mother. What did you say?
So I had the provider mindset, instead of the mothering, nurturing mindset, even though I'm a nurturing person, but I still had that, provide, and everyone, wants the best for their family, but not realizing sometimes you have to slow down. You have to enjoy those moments because you don't get them back. You don't get them back at all. So, just being able to be at home and hearing my kids more and, you know, spending more time with God and hearing what he's saying and how to run a household, you know, like I would never had understood these things if I didn't have the opportunity to sit. So, but not, so at the end of my poem, I know a lot of us, like we see these things in our lives and it's like, oh, you know, you could dwell on it, but it's like, you can't go back. It is what it is. You can't go back, but still push forward and still, you know, help everyone else, help the other generations.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to dwell on it. I was like, you know, hey, I can't go back. I could just, you know, ask for forgiveness and help everybody else.
Moving forward, onward and upward, you know?
Yes.
And what's really, what really sticks out too, just the fact that you said that is because the job that you had was more of a masculine job.
It was.
Yeah. So you were a correctional officer.
Yes.
Yeah. So you had to be, you know, a lot of times in your masculine energy, you know? But
and I brought that home too.
Yeah. So you're able to like balance it out now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was unfortunately it was from birth, being given a masculine name. You know, it's so important that you know what you're naming your kids. You know, a lot of biblical times they didn't name their kids after 7 days till they're born. You know, after they're born. So just giving your kids these names and not understanding it's a purpose. You know, your name is it has a purpose to it. So you can't just name your kids anything. So you name your daughter Timothy, she's automatically masculine.
Wow.
So, you know, just fighting that a masculine name, you know, that was hard. And it's still hard.
Were you made fun of in school because of your name or anything like that? Or
yes, I was made fun of in school because of my name. And there was a character called Timmy the Tooth, and it was from this dental place. And there was nothing wrong with my teeth, but you know, they just had to find something to pick me about. So it was like Timmy the Tooth. So I grew up hating my name. And even with coming out as a poet, I said that was something I'm not going to do. This is my name and I'm going to embrace it. So it's part of my story. It's part of my story. So
Timothy from the Bible.
Yes.
Young Timothy. I love him.
Yes. Yeah. I love reading the Bible. I love hearing about Timothy in the Bible. And it makes me feel like, you know, my name is very important. Even though it's masculine name, it's still very important, you know. So I'm growing to get used to it. The hardest part was the you know, being sent to the fraud departments all the time because they're expecting a man. So that was very frustrating. But you know, it's my name. So
I think that's interesting you say about, you know, when you name someone, you know, you're giving them, this is something that people are going to be repeating to them all the time. And that was the philosophy that, you know, my mother had when you're giving somebody a name, like it has to have a meaning behind it, because essentially you're going to be hearing this all the time. Essentially, it is programming you with the meaning of your name all of the time, you know? So she grew up hating her name. So she made sure she named her children names that were meaningful, that she felt were beautiful. So I totally understand that. And I'm, you know, I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, just
you.
Little tidbit, you know, because I was like, yeah, that brought a memory of my mother and her philosophy with naming people. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Naima. And while we're on the subject of Timmy and Naima, so I just want to introduce you ladies here today. So Timmy is, so Naima is the dream interpreter and spiritual intuitive. I don't know what title, but she was my sister that I was telling you about that does the dream interpretation.
Okay.
Timmy is my cousin that I was telling you about.
Okay, got it. Yeah, anybody really hit me up if you need a dream interpreter.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna hit you up, have you interpret our Prince dream.
Oh, I have plenty of Prince dreams. Just hit me up with them. I know.
Yeah, woohoo!
If you can type your information in the chat, Naima, just in case
Oh yeah, yep.
help you, then that would be
I'll put my general email, and I'll leave my phone number. You can just contact me.
awesome. Sounds good. But thank you, Timmy. That was a beautiful poem. Thank you for sharing, even more deeper, into like giving us a glimpse into your life a little deeper. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I hope I didn't miss anyone, but you will have a chance to share again. Let me know right now if there's anyone who would like to share something else, because some of us have contributed multiple poems within the book. So if there's anyone who wants to come back, we have the stage, you have the floor right now. Can come off mute and let us know. You gonna come back, Timmy? Like Timmy came back last time. I want to hear from Brother Brandy. What do you think about this evening? Like how it's been with us Yonitry ladies? I definitely want to get some feedback from you. Available, Brandy? No? Okay, I guess not. What about you, Alexis, Treehouse? I know you just came in at the end of Timmy's poem, but if you want to just give us a word, anything that you want to share tonight, what you manifesting tonight.
My sister.
Who said my sister?
Me, that's Simone. That's my birthday twin.
Oh no, that's not Simone. I don't think Simone's his name.
Oh.
So I guess no one else has anything to share. So we are going to wrap this call up. I just want to express again my gratitude to everyone that showed up tonight, everyone that shared, everyone that participated and asked questions and gave love to the poets, everyone that commented in the chat. And we're just very excited for the release of this book. What I would like to ask you as well is if you can go to our book link on Amazon.com and leave a review, because these reviews are they really are going to be helpful for us, especially this first week of our book being released. Is going to tell people and inform people on like whether this is a book that they should buy, whether this is a book that they should read. So we really would appreciate you going on Amazon and leaving your review of what you think about Yonitry. Now, for the next week, so now until next Saturday, the ebook will be on Amazon for 99 cents. So after that, it'll go to, full price. But for the ebook, you can get it on Amazon for 99 cents. So I'm going to put that link into the chat right now, just in case anyone likes to read the ebook version. Also, as far as the print version, make sure that you go ahead and get that version from the person who invited you to this call, because then you'll be able to get like a signed copy and all of that. And for those of you who have already ordered, your books will be shipped out first thing Monday morning. And I'm so excited for y'all to get them. So make sure when you have a book in your hand, you take a picture with the book, you post it on social media, you tag us, like all of that helps because that's just bringing more awareness to Yonitry and bringing more healing to all the women who need the healing. Like the women who need to read this book are going to be the ones reading this book. So we need more of them to know about it, know about, you know, how relatable and empowering this book is. So we appreciate y'all, like everybody, you know, doing their part. Is there anything anybody else want to say?
Thank you for your deep poem.
And thank you everybody for
Thank you.
about the book too. I wasn't able to read everything going up now. Thank you. Thank you guys. Even though nobody wanted to ask me a question.
Yeah, thank you for helping us with Yonitry.
All right, so we're about to go out of this call, but I want to go out of this call and scout. So everybody give me your energy right now. I'm gonna play my theme song of the year and let's just vibe and dance and just affirm that we about to get these manifestations and these blessings flowing into our lives this year in 2023. Y'all with me? Y'all gonna dance with me? Let's go.
Books.
Let's go. Y'all hear that?
A little bit.
Man,
Turn it up.
man. All right, well, the song is called This Year. I'm gonna put the song in the chat, y'all, because this song is fire. This is my theme song of the year. It's by Victor Thompson. I'm gonna just dance by myself since y'all can't hear.
I'm heading to my second.
I see you, Lori. Give everybody a chance. Let's see. Laura.
This song is good. I know the song.
Bottles over here. No, just kidding. You know.
Go. At this side. Let's go. Show me your best move this side. Y'all, I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful.
Love you too.
All right.
Love all of you. Love all of you.
I hope you